if you look at, the progress of where we've been is we used to utilize the phone for communications, and then we utilized the phone plus email, and then it was the phone plus email plus text message, and then it was the phone plus email plus text message plus WhatsApp plus Insta DM plus Facebook DM plus Snapchat plus whatever the hell else you're on. And what I do like about your product is you've integrated all these places so that at least you make sure you're not dropping the ball.
I was taking a note because I was saying to myself, what a great tee up for what we do, right? Internet was supposed to make our lives easier. When's that going to happen?
Yeah. So for those of you that just joined us, we're going to get rocking and rolling here in about 1 minute. Here with Scott Harris and Craig Pollock of experience.com, formerly Social Survey, long ago when we met. And the premier online reputation management for, I believe, not just our industry, but all industries. I know that you've expanded into other verticals, and I don't know of any other thing that does what you do. So I'm super happy to have you guys here today and have a casual conversation about how we can all look a little better online so that when somebody's referred to us, they can validate that we're worthy of that referral.
That's awesome. All right. So how do you want to do this? Let's how do these normally go? Do you want me to share? Do you want to just have
whatever you want? Just drive. Yeah, just drive a little bit. I mean, what Craig and I were talking about before we started was, the reality of the matter is that we have to be able to have an online presence, whether we generate leads online or not. And I think that's one of the concepts that people miss. They're like, that's not how I get my business.
Yeah, it is.
It is. You think it's not, but it is, because if I say, hey, you should really talk to Scott Harris. He's wonderful. He's the best loan officer I've ever met. And then somebody will say, oh, that's cool. And they'll go to Google and they'll type in Scott Harris, because that's how we're conditioned.
Although I was a pretty shit loan officer, Gino.
Well, I'm glad you got into tech instead then.
Oh, shoot.
But see, back then there was nobody to validate or not.
That's true. Yeah. Look, it's an interesting conversation. You said there's not anyone that does what we do. Now, listen, to manage the internet, you can cobble a lot of stuff together, but and you could kind of pay a lot and get people to do the work, and you could buy a listings product, and you could buy a reviews product, and you could share all of you could manually review your buyers, your borrowers, your co-borrowers, your realtors, and you could collect those reviews and share them on your Facebook manually and create backlinks and there's a lot you could do. But surprisingly, there's no place to manage it all. And here's why I think this happened. This is how this evolved. I'm glad it evolved this way, just so you know, but I think it happened like this. First-party data was so important back in the day. It's still very important. But first-party data, which means the review on my site, was giving me value. And so the more reviews that we got on Social Survey at the time, the more it would boost Social Survey, because it was being seen by the crawlers as first-party data. Okay, so why is that important? Well, Zillow has a practice that they wait 21 days for a review to be indexed on their site before it's shared out to the public. They still have that practice. I saw one yesterday from a platform that waits 3 months before they share it out.
Wow.
Right? That's the issue is people want to own, they want their solution to be the solution. Zillow Reviews would like to see Zillow be the review solution for all of real estate, right? But the reality is that Zillow, as a great platform, we're great partners with Zillow, but they're one of many that matter. Google doesn't just say, oh, look, they look good on Zillow, let's put them up #1. Google doesn't say, oh, Real Satisfied, they have a great Real Satisfied testimonial list, let's put them to no. Google does math. And the math is for a big audience. And guess what, Gino? We trust the math. Because guess how many people get to page 2 on Google search? Less than 1%. Those people are looking for something specific, probably, right? Or someone specific, or somebody looking for themselves, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Right? Nobody goes to page 2. Google's done such a good job of scouring the internet and looking for people that have the product that you're looking for, or have the service that you're looking for in your local market and are good at it, that we don't even realize our behavior has changed, it keeps changing. We now skip the ads. Only about 4% total people go to the ads, 2.8, I think, for the first position. And then it goes down from there. And then almost 40% of the traffic goes to the first organic position. And then it sort of goes down from there on organic position. And if the map is there, 44% of their traffic goes there. Why is that important? They own search. It's important that you do it everywhere, but 105,000 people search Google every second, and 46% of those have local intent. That means they're looking for products and services like the ones that our loan officer partners use or offer in their local market. But the loan officers have thrown their hands up and said, there's no way, there's no way, if I do this work, what do I get? Right? And they work at it, and they don't see any result. And so, of course, they're going to outsource it to the company they work for, of course. But if you knew the math and you could see yourself progressing, if you knew the math, I'm local, I have mortgages, I'm really good at this. Proximity, prominence, and relevance. If you meet those definitions, then you should be on the top of Google. So all we need to do is give, and by the way, the top of search. Let's not just focus on Google, although we should focus on Google. Google's a big partner of ours. We are in constant conversations. We are moving to GCP. We're moving all of our APIs over to Google APIs. We've mapped Google Posts, we've mapped Google Q&A. Google matters, right? And
I still think they still reign supreme as the number one
search
engine in the world. And I know YouTube, you could argue that YouTube is maybe different, but
that's also Google.
Large, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So here's the key. Loan officers are crazy competitive. We love to compete. Right? Show me the starting line, show me the finish line, and I'll run that race. If there's no starting line and no finish line, and it's all vague, I think it's complicated and vague by design. That's the truth. I think it's by design. Because
isn't that because then if you can't figure it out on your own, you'll be driven to just pay for sponsored ads. I kind of feel like that's always
yes and no. I think Google has honestly built an algorithm that basically says, all you spammers get out of the way. We want to give our people the best answer.
Okay.
That's right. And
so people, coming from a good
backlinks
place.
Reign supreme, people were doing backlink farms. And Google was like, that's not going to work. And so they had to, Hummingbird, Panda, Penguin, core update. And it all went to, how do we trust that person is in that location? We don't just look at Google. We don't just look at Zillow. We don't just look at Real Satisfied. We look at 100 or more websites. We call citations, primary, secondary, tertiary. We want to make sure there's an exact match. Now, you and me may look at it and say 123 Main Street, 123 Main ST, 123 Main, or whatever. And we may say, okay, those are all the same, but there's still mismatches. They're looking for consistent, robust data everywhere. It's not just, we're not here just to talk about reviews, right? We're here to talk about the math that helps people compete and win. And so at experience.com, do you remember when Credit Karma came out? We used to use credit repair all the time, right? Do you remember how big the words credit repair were? We'd pay $1,500, or then somebody started offering a $399 self program. I mean, do you remember those days?
Yeah. I mean, in fact, there was a lot of credit repair to be had because we had just come out of the Great Recession too.
There was a lot. Yeah, that's right. And so people built big business around credit repair, and then Credit Karma came out and said, here's the math. And then they built calculators. And then we figured out if we pay that credit card down here, I can get those 22 points. I don't need credit repair. They not only did do the math, they gave us tools so we could use the math. Okay. Think about experience.com like that. Don't think about it like this is the review platform. Think about experience.com like this. Professionals love to compete and they want to own their online presence. Professionals out there realize that their referral group, their referral partners are one of their top 3 assets. That their past clients, a top 3 asset. And very quickly they'll realize their online reputation, they need to own themselves and stop outsourcing it. Look, when the company gets involved, if you're owning it, it's just better. It's just better because they can automate and they can activate. It's just better. But that doesn't mean you don't need to own it. As a pro, your online presence, and I want to apologize to the audience because you used to be with Social Survey or experience.com, and when you left, you lost everything. And that really upset people. And by the way, your level of upset is what drove us to do what we're doing. Your level of, because we sat around the room and said, they're right. Professionals should be able to do this on their own. They shouldn't lose everything when they leave. So we had to go figure that out. So I've seen some questions. How are we going to empower? I've seen some questions about search rank score and other things. How are we going to empower people with the math? How are we going to give them the math so they know how to win? Before we do that, can I just give you some confidence how good our math works?
Sure. I mean,
what city are you in, Gino?
Proof is in the pudding, right?
That's right. So let's just do top loan officers. What?
Let's use Valencia.
I have no clue how this is going to come out, but Valencia, California.
Boy, putting us on the spot here.
Well, I kind of like the results.
There you go.
Our math works. I was doing one the other day, and Dallas, Fort Worth, and we were not in the top position. And after we got through helping a couple of folks, we were in the top position. Robust, consistent data everywhere. I was helping a guy named Fairmars, a friend of mine. He's at Movement, and I was doing exactly what I'm going to do for your audience today. Top loan officers in Berkeley. Now, he was on position 22 on organic search, or no, he was on the 13th page of organic search and on position 22 on map search. In 2 hours, Fairmars was number 2 on our site, and he found himself on the 3-pack. 2 hours. Nice. Then we said, okay, but what if they don't search top loan officers?
Hold back. Give me a second there. Go scroll back down to him though, real quick. He has 56 reviews. That's pretty significant if they're all Google.
Nah, that's tiny. That's tiny.
Okay. That's just his Google.
He's only just
Google,
only
right?
just beginning here. That's
the Google map is going to just show the Google reviews.
But listen to this. Look what Google's doing. Look at this. Do you recognize anything about this search results on Fairmars's result? What is Google reading to help rank him?
I'm going to say his hours, his address, his phone number.
That's a review it read. You see the highlighted loan officer under Fairmars?
Yeah.
It reads the reviews. It reads the replies. It reads everything about the profile. It literally reads them and indexes them. Okay. I was looking up, we put a restaurant on just to test it. And a couple of the reviews said that restaurant had the best margaritas ever. So when you search best margaritas, that restaurant comes up first now.
Gotcha.
Okay. So let's just do, but let's go further. Maybe you say, I don't know if people are actually searching top loan officer. Well,
probably just search mortgage.
They're just sitting there typing, I need a mortgage.
Yeah.
They wouldn't type Berkeley, but we're not sitting in Berkeley, so we're going to leave Berkeley in there. And now what do you see? Do you see 3experience.com customers, including our guy Fairmars? That's a $60 pay-per-click word.
Wow.
Okay. But that's not it. That's it. There's his branch. There's his personal page on his branch page. And there we are.
Nice.
We're garnering 70% of the traffic here for our customers. People say, well, I see experience.com. I want you to understand experience.com is how you manage the internet. And experience.com matters, but not even close to as much as Google. Experience.com search results are there to bolster you on Google. Okay? Google, Bing, everywhere, right? We did the math and the math works. And you might say, okay, well, you showed me one city, but I got to tell you, pick your favorite city, right? And it's our folks.
Here we are, number one.
Top loan officers in Corona. Oh, we're 1 and 2. Tustin, Dallas, Fort Worth, Philadelphia. Pick your favorite city.
So the fact that you guys are holding this top spot in most of the cities in the country, tell Google that experience.com reviews matter.
Actually, the fact that we use an algorithm that changes all the time, that's based on real, robust, consistent data, and that the fact that the loan officers come into our platform and just load it up so we can share their data everywhere, that's why. You see, there's power in the numbers. More data is the reason we're rising to the top in every vertical, in every city, right? As these loan officers, the cream will rise. The best, and I got to tell you this, first movers will win. Okay, that's the key. First movers will win fast, but you have to stay on it, right? You have to, let's just see if we can get to a page here. If you look at the nation, if you just go mortgage loan officers on our platform, you're going to see all the top people in the nation. Now, the algorithm's only out of 850 points, and you see 836. Now, for the people that are viewing, you should remember that you can come to experience.com, you can search your city, you can filter just for mortgage professionals, and you can see exactly how many points you see, if Jennifer wants to beat Seth, she has to get, what is that, 76 points to tie him?
Yep.
If Franco wants to beat Jennifer, he needs 14 points. And trust me, Gino, if there's something costing him 14 points, Franco's all over it. Right? This guy came out of nowhere. He listened to one of these calls and he was like, I'm going to win. And so these people on top, they change every day because they know where they are. They know where they have to go to make the climb. And when they climb, they're showing up higher on search everywhere for all the relevant key phrases.
And so
right?
we have Scott the Doc typing in the webinar chat. How does he get his score up, right? And
that's what everybody wants to get. Okay. We believe you. You've reverse engineered. We didn't really. We created a mirror model. You get it. And now, how's it work and how do I get access to it? First, you have to claim your experience.com profile. If you're not there, you should be. There's almost 500,000 loan officers on the platform. I think you're already in there. Search for yourself a couple of ways.
Yeah, Scott definitely is. He's in an enterprise.
Yeah. Scott's in there. All right. And then when you open up your experience.com profile for the first time and every time, you're going to see the search rank game. The search rank game literally goes through the entire UI, finds all the things you need to do, pulls it into one and rank orders it by which one's going to give you the best value. Now, reviews matter. So you got a new review, but only recent reviews matter. You see, Google's algorithm says, we want to make sure you're good at it. And then it says, a month from now, it says, we want to make sure you're good at it. Not you were good at it, recency, frequency. So this is a super valuable moment in the algorithm because he got a new review that's a recent review. Now, there's a null value where there's a reply. There's we know that Google reads the replies and that they have value in the algorithm. So replying to every review that you've gotten in the last 12 months is critical, worth a ton of points. Okay. Don't know the perfect reply? We've built AI to, I think I'm logged out here. We have built AI to give you the perfect reply that the algorithm will like and that the customer should like. Jacob, we're thrilled to hear you had a positive experience with our team. Your feedback about our clear communication, efficient process is greatly appreciated. And it goes on. And then you can just edit it and send it. Not only will that go on experience.com, that can land on your website. If it's a Google review, we can reply to Google reviews. Think about this. You're managing the internet. So this isn't about experience.com. By replying to that reviews, we connect it to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Google reads it. We can put it on your website via our APIs. It has a lot of value. Now, if I did click send, you would see this point fly off the screen and onto that score, and he would have 837 points. It looks like he changed his password or something happened on LinkedIn and he needs to reconnect. He would have 847 points. He is almost untouchable. He's the only person that's come this close to having a perfect score. And it changes. A review you get today is worth more than a review next month, right? This is about the internet. So I say that. So let me make sure I go through the platform. So this is your dashboard. This is your search rank score. It is your numeric search visibility. It's your number that measures search visibility. Okay. This is your calculator, just like Credit Karma. These are all the things you need to do. Look, he's perfect on his profile, perfect on sharing listings. Connections, he's got 6 of 7. We already saw LinkedIn was missing. He has 1 review that needs to be replied to. And his website score is almost perfect. Then you have your ranking. He's number 1 in his zip code, obviously. He's number 1 in the state and number 1 in the country. Once you get addicted to this, it's going to be what you can see these other folks that are just piling in, trying to win. More is more, right? It's math. And so
I see it falls off pretty quick. So he's a super stud as it relates to this. And
this guy's the real deal.
Yeah. So even if for us mere mortals, if we get into the mid 600s or
you're crushing it.
Yeah.
In the mid 600s, you should be crushing it, right?
Yeah.
This guy is, I mean, I think somebody had to pay, like sponsored this zip code so they could be up there with him, right?
Yeah.
So, but yes, the average search rank score is in the 4s, but don't be satisfied. Get competitive. You're competitive, right? Okay. Now let's talk about these buckets. This is where the points live. Connections. Connections are the way we activate features. So hear me, Google matters. So when you manage your Google connection, you always connect via OAuth. Connecting via, not by Place ID, connecting via OAuth activates, can activate Google social posts, which you're not using and you should. Google social posts, Google posts, events, offers, Google Q&A, Google reviews, Google replies, and Google listings management. All of that is activated through that one connection. Okay. That is important. That is the most important piece of the platform, is making sure that you get more Google. If you don't have a Google My Business page, get one. You have to have one. It's called a practitioner page. Again, managing, owning your online presence forever. I don't care where you work. This is your profile. Okay. Think about it like this. LinkedIn is a place you build and manage your professional network. Experience.com is a place you build and manage your online presence, just like that. Okay. Facebook. Think about Facebook like this. We have Facebook posts that we can actually post your reviews to. We can pull in your Facebook reviews. We can reply to your Facebook reviews, and we can monitor your listing. You can come in and activate features right here. Connect. Say, don't share anything that's under 5 stars, which you should. You should not share 4.5-star reviews. This is a marketing feature, right? And then you say, only post 1 a day, or only post, you can change this to 48 hours maybe. Okay? Because you don't want your Facebook page just to be posts. And this is, and by the way, we're adding Google actual posts. So you can make your posts on Google. I'm sorry, we did add Google. We're adding Facebook posts. So now you can make your Facebook posts and your Google posts from in here. And then we're going to be working on the ad network in the platform. Again, manage the entire internet. Right now we're focused on points, connecting and activating the features in all those relevant platforms. Think about it like this. The internet is despair. It's like there's so much shit to do. But now you have a hub, and all you have to do is connect all the pieces together and make sure the data is exactly right. And we'll make sure that your proximity, prominence, and relevance factors are properly distributed.
So,
Okay.
Craig, if I could, Scott, if I could, one of the things that I hear when we're on that same page, when I'm showing that to my team, is I say, well, I don't have a lending tree. I don't have a lending tree website.
You
I don't
do.
have
You do.
a, so
You
that's
do.
help us with that, because I would think we don't have a lending tree website, or we don't have a realtor.com website.
So let's go to Amber Ernst.
So, so for
You
Lending
don't
Tree,
have
let me just jump in
realtor.com,
here.
by the way. You don't.
Lending Tree builds a profile for every mortgage professional. They subscribe to the NMLS and they put one out there for everybody. So all you need to do is go to Lending Tree, find your profile, claim it.
That's gold. I've been
Now look at this. Look at this. Look who's populating these reviews.
And that's available for enterprise customers, where we give a feed of the reviews to Lending Tree, and then they push those onto your profile. If you've claimed it, if the email address you claimed it is the same email address you use on experience.com.
Okay.
And the only other rule is if the same customer hasn't already written a review for you on Lending Tree, which is very unlikely, because quite frankly, 2/3 of all the reviews that Lending Tree is showing now for mortgage professionals are probably being fed by us.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
even more.
the only
Again,
people
guys.
I would assume that are getting leads directly on Lending Tree is advertisers that are driving traffic on Lending Tree. Otherwise,
Yes, but remember, it's math. So the fact that we share the review and make sure your profile is optimized over there gives you.
I just think we just step one, we all need to go claim it. Like I
You
don't
guys, yeah, we got to connect and claim. That's right.
claim and connect all of those, right? And so I felt the same way about realtor.com. You're probably going to tell me the same thing. There's probably a profile.
There's not. Realtor.com there is not on
Okay.
realtor.com.
But you can build one. You can create one.
I don't think loan officers can loan officers create a realtor.com profile?
I think I've
I don't
seen
think-
some, but it's
Okay.
possible that where I've seen it, it's somebody who's doing dual.
Do both. Okay,
Yeah,
so let's keep moving.
and there's
Let's keep
more and
moving.
more of that, but we can
I'll
stay on
research it and I can get that to Gino. Gino can distribute it on the Facebook group
That's great.
when I get
All
an
right.
answer.
The next feature is website analytics. So it's here. It's in the calculator here. We don't want you to miss it. Now, this is going to frustrate you, okay? Because you've got this beautiful website, and yes, the pictures load second, but you've worked in it, it's gorgeous, and the pictures are great, and it's a wow website, and it doesn't perform well because there's two things that you got to consider. There's two audiences that matter on Google search when they're looking at your primary website. Those two audiences are people that are looking at it. You've nailed that. And the algorithm, the crawlers are looking at it. Most people, by the way, this is 248 points out of 250 points.
I've never seen
a better one. Okay. So the average is 150, 160. That's creating a lot of frustration for some of our enterprise customers. They're great enterprise customers. They want this to be right for them. They're appreciative that they see it, but they kind of just wish we turn it off for a second until they fix it.
No, but Scott, let's be transparent. This is a community of people that we want to help. I want to be totally transparent and say that we identified through this product that the PRMG websites were not good enough. And we just started rolling out all new websites to every loan officer in the country because we want them to be good enough. We want them to have all the right pieces and all the right tools, but without something to measure them to see if it was any good, they apparently looked fine, right? They looked fine. They had mortgage calculators.
They did look fine. You're right. But by the way, Robin's a rock star, by the way, and she knew. As soon as I peddled this on stage, she pulls me to the side after I got done speaking and said, when are you releasing that? I'm not sure I want that to go live just yet, right? Robin is all over it. And you're right. She look at this screen. This is the most screen you will ever see. This is all the metadata. This is all the way the reviews should be via API. They should be stored on your page. The review text, the review date, the geo, which means the location, the rating itself on every review. Not I have a 4.9 globally. It's I had a 5 on that one, right? Security certificates, load time. Oh, but the page loads in a second. No. Those photos loaded 3 seconds later. Google's not going to see those. The crawler hits and runs.
Gosh, I mean, some of that stuff's outside of our control as a loan officer or even as an enterprise, but I could see how important it is. Now I want to know who's hosting this guy's website, because how fast it responds matters. That's crazy.
It's so funny you say that. We've got the companies themselves coming to us and saying, let's do an analysis of ours. Let's fix our sites. The companies with templates with it or selling websites are coming to us saying, hey, if we nail this, will you promote us, right? Will you let people know how good we are? And
I'll tell you, we have 2, and I'm not going to name them because they're friends and partners, but we have 2 website partners that we've utilized over the years. Neither one of them had this kind of scoring. And they're big companies that.
But they can, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course. It's just, I don't think, again, without a measurement tool, if anything in life, if you can't measure it, how do you improve it? So
that's right. Let's talk about your profile real quick. Okay. Here's simple math for you. Stop skipping fields. Stop skipping shit. Oh, it's my hobbies. Nobody cares about my hobbies. The algorithm does. Soccer moms want to buy from soccer moms, soccer dads. I coach this team. Oh man, I used to coach such and such. You have no clue what will drive people or what people will search. You have no clue. And if Google and Bing and these other companies put it in their form, they're not going to waste their time with fields that don't matter. Don't just fill it out at the minimum. Be obnoxious about the way you fill it out. Right? When you go to get to your product,
you should even put in fake hobbies then.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you to put in fake hobbies, but yes, put in. I'm a soccer dad. I'm a right. You're a member. People are like, I don't have that many memberships. Yeah, you do. You're a part of NMLS, Consumer Access. That's a membership. You're part of a community on. You just told me about a group that you joined on Facebook. That's a membership. You you never know what's going to resonate with people, but I know this. If you skip steps, that's like saying I don't respect all that work that Google and the algorithms are doing because I think I'm smarter than them. And I don't think it matters. Well, let me just tell you something. If you put products properly, like search products on your websites and on experience.com, which means we'll distribute it everywhere for you, then when people search first-time home buyer, if you don't have first-time home buyer as a product name, you're probably not coming up. VA home loan. Don't put VA like my boy here at Seth did. Put what people might be looking for a VA home loan might search.
Veteran.
Yeah, veteran loans.
Veteran home loans.
That's right. Now you're thinking. And when
VA benefits even maybe.
That's right. When you do specialties, go deep. When you do license, do all of them. When you do, and by the way, we're adding recovery stuff and we're adding college next. So we are certain, based on the work we've done, that people want to do business with people that they associate with, and colleges are an associate. I mean, we all know how we are about my Buckeyes, right? Although I got a kid at UT Austin, I've now got a kid at Baylor, and I've got a kid at Columbia. So I'm broke. I think
I was going to say, and aside from being broke, you also have to wear a lot of different jerseys.
Now I got to wear different. I got hats. I don't have a Columbia hat yet, but I got to get a Columbia hat. But see what I just did? Did any of you that listening connect to me at a different level? Because now you know that I have a kid that goes to a school that you have a kid that goes to.
Yeah, and right? I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was 2 calls ago. We were on a call and someone said, we've always focused on being relational, and that's important. And then a lot of times we focus on trying to show how intelligent we are. And that's something that's to feed our own ego. We want to show someone how intelligent we are. And then someone says, throw all that out the window. Be relatable.
That's right.
That's what
Right.
people
And
want.
that's a
Be
good,
relatable.
I'm gonna steal that, by the way. But it's not just, remember, we didn't just map best practice for the algorithm. We mapped best practices for both audiences, the human audience and the CPU audience, right? The programmatic audience. All right. The next bucket also is reviews management here. And if you go to your dashboard, it's in your calculator here under reviews and replies. Remember recency, frequency. And you think, well, I don't get experience.com reviews. Who cares? You get Google reviews? They count. I say they count more. But I'll tell you what we do with your reviews to make sure you get Google reviews, right? But I've got Facebook reviews. I got Google reviews. I got Zillow. Amen. Now you're talking. Somebody said the other day, why do I care about experience.com reviews? I said, this is why you care about experience.com reviews. Because we will take one review, we'll share it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, we'll create backlinks so you get backlink power. We'll redirect that customer to Google, so we'll also get you a Google review and we'll show it on your website. You see the power of many there. We don't agree with the practice of we own the first party data. That's bullshit practice. We agree with the practice that says help people find and refer the best professional, which means our practices are about you. They're not about our domain anymore. And I think that's why we're winning on the domain, is because we're doing it the way it should be done. We're connecting this big giant puzzle of sites that are relevant into one bucket. And we can turn that hose anywhere we want it. And I'm telling you, it's directly turned at Google right now. That's the one that matters right now and probably far into the future. Now let's talk about reviews. 75 recent, 75 in the last 12 months from any source. They matter. You get credit for them, and replies. Now you can see.
Can I, for 1 second, I want to stop you here because I think one thing somebody will say, well, I haven't even done 75 loans this year. And it's
Borrower,
like, okay,
co-borrower, buyer's agent, seller's agent.
That's exactly what I wanted to get at. It does not have to be the actual borrower. It's anyone that was involved in the transaction. Shit, the appraiser could probably do it.
Somebody you did business with a year ago, 6 months ago, your brother-in-law. I didn't say that. Sorry.
But if you just got on experience.com, right? And let's say you're not part of an enterprise, okay? You might have 100 past clients. Now, don't send all 100 past clients a review request at the same time, because let's say 40 of them do give you a review. Like Scott said, it's 75 over the last 12 months. And when they get 366 days old, the points are gone. So you don't want all of your reviews to be on May 16th, because
I mean, he's like, think about what Craig said like this. You walk into the Starbucks and Jill is at the counter and she's vibrant and fantastic. And she remembered my name and she remembered my flat white order. And I'm like, I've only seen this person once. And I went home and I wrote a review because I said, holy shit, that was a great experience. 2 weeks later, she was gone. Do you think my experience was the same 2 weeks later? No. Google says, are you good at it? Are you still good at it? Are you still good at it? So I agree with Craig. Drag them out so they age out slowly. Now,
so you guys kind of grazed over something. I do want to clarify that you do not have to be an enterprise client to claim your profile. So I want everyone to know this is available to you regardless of whether you're with an enterprise that has a system. Of course, there's additional features that you can earn by being with an enterprise, but tell us a little bit about that. Like, this is really available for everyone. Yes.
Let me do the reviews and replies. So this is your reviews and replies.
Let's ask the audience. Is there anyone here? Can they raise their hand? What they can chat into the chat. Is there anybody here who is not on an enterprise on experience.com? And we'll wait and Scott will go on.
Most people are, but if you're not, your profile still belongs to you and it's still there and you should claim it. I agree.
I just want to make that clear, because even if they're not here with us today, this recording is going to live in our app and it's going to live in our Facebook group and it's going to, live in all our places. I want to make sure people know that. I think it's
that's important.
Absolutely do not need to be part of an enterprise. I'm sure some of the people who are on the call who are on an enterprise, they might have gone to another company that wasn't and felt that frustration of, I can't have experience.com right now. And then 6 months later, they left that company and they came to PRMG, they came to New American Funding across country, and they're like, oh, thank goodness I can get experience.com back. But
And if you lost your profile because of our terrible practices of the past, we actually can get all your old reviews back for you instantly.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So let's keep going real quick. So reviews, we make sure you're connected to all the right platforms so we can pull all your reviews in and give you credit for them. You can easily filter for the ones you haven't replied to yet. And looks like he's got one review that needs reply, and you already saw it. We already went through it. The second review is more than a year old, so don't reply to it. This one is new, so click reply. Use the AI if you want to. Simple as that. These are all of your reviews. We should be able to aggregate all of your reviews into this platform. Now, that's the points. We wanted to focus on the points, and I went deep into the points. So let's go really quickly. Reviews and replies, last 12 months. How your website performs to the crawler. Don't skip fields. Connect and activate every feature so that we can share to the world. And the last one is a pro feature because it costs us money. Okay? We will literally create looks like we've created 60 pages for Seth. We will create pages, consistent, robust data everywhere on your behalf. This is magic because these are the PowerPoints. These are the ones that Google reads all the citations and make sure that they see. Is that the same phone number? Yeah. Is that the same? Why is it the same phone number? Because we're making sure everybody has the same phone number. Is that the same address? Is that the same title? Is that the same exact suite number? Is that do they have this, right? This is how good, the same products, same industry. Yep. We trust that one. Put that in the list.
I got to tell you, like, I would never, like, I thought YP.com was dead, right? So I would probably not spend one iota of my day looking at YP.com. Yet you're saying Google still looks there and it's still relevant.
It's a tier 3 citation.
Okay.
Right? It might be tier 2. I think it's tier 3. And that means it has not a lot of value, but it has value.
And if you had 10 or 12 T3s or whatever these citations are called, tier 3s, right? Like super pages or yellow, but the ones I would never think of, right? Because we do think of Google and Zillow and we think of number ones. But if I could see where if you have 20 cumulative tier 3s, that has a lot of value too.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So this is what you're going to see. You're going to Google search yourself. You're going to claim your profile. You're going to say, I'm on for top loan office. Just try top loan office. Top loan office in. You're going to see where you are on Google and on the 3-pack. You're going to take a picture of that. Call that before. You're going to go to experience.com. You're going to search your zip code. You're going to see where the top 10 are on your zip code. And you're going to take a screenshot of that. You're going to call that before. Then you're going to do the points, wait 24 hours, and do all of 3 of those again and see how far up you've come. And over a couple of months, you're going to put in the work, 3-4 minutes a day or 15 minutes a week, and you're going to climb to the top. This problem is going to be resolved very, very fast. Unless you're already a rock star and you've got hundreds of reviews and all you need to do is connect, then you're just going to win like Fairmarks did. All right. Next, what about the rest of the story? Okay. I'm going to go fast here.
I'm gonna just brag a little bit. So I did top loan officer in Valencia, and Tony Valdez, who's in our office, is the first individual loan officer that appears on page 1. He's not in the 3-pack for some reason, but he's actually in an organic listing there.
Let's see. My man. Let's see where we are. Tony Valdez is number 2 on experience, and Scott the mortgage doc. Do we know this guy?
Of course. The doc's on our team. He's actually on the call. He was earlier. Yeah, there he is.
In it to win it. Look at this. 463. He's not going to be able to stay in number 1.
Hey, Scott, did you notice 463, not top 5%?
Not top 5%.
That means it's creeping up.
Crazy. Okay. There's some things you'll learn. He doesn't have gold stars because he's not in the type 5%. He doesn't have the banner. Nobody has a big orange around their name. All of that is just, I bet if he got up 5 more points, he'd be in the top 5%. right? You're like, what's the top 5%? Look at this. Look at the difference. Blue stars, gold stars, banner. Big psychological difference for customers. Okay. You want to be in the top 5% on the experience.com platform. That should be your first goal. All right. Now let's talk about running your business. Remember, we're not just, the algorithm is the major component, but you probably noticed that Amber now has partners. You guys have been asking us, how do I partner with my realtors? Right? For years. Well, we said, you know what? Craig Harris is a realtor who saw the platform, got on the platform, and sorry about that. Got on the platform, and first thing he did was he went to pin my partners. Look at this. He partnered Sean. About 5 minutes later, what do you think Sean did?
Accepted or partnered him back.
Partnered right back. So now let's talk about what you can do. You can partner with up to 8 realtor partners, and they can partner up to 8 more.
Not just realtors, Scott. It could be any professional.
Insurance agent. It could be anything. Yeah, my bad. You can partner with up to 8 partners. You can request referrals in bulk or one at a time. You can give referrals, and you can manage your social posts and your Google Q&A. That's all simple. All you do is go to your profile and look up your partner. If you want to partner with Craig Harris, you just look up Craig Harris and you connect. Yep, that's Craig. It'll show you Craig. You can confirm it's Craig. You click pin and save, and you just congratulate. And the system just said, congratulations, Craig. Seth Bennett just promoted you on experience.com. Click here to promote him back. That easy. And I'm not going to do that because that's not his partner. Referrals, request referrals in bulk or one at a time. You can even customize the message. We know that they're going to look you up. So we're going to guide the direction that they look you up. We're going to send them a great snippet of your profile and your last 5 great 5-star reviews. So they don't just look you up. They just click to see all your reviews. We're going to get you more referrals, and we're going to help you convert more referrals.
So, okay, now I'm thinking about this in a weird sort of way. Like, one of the things we struggle with as loan officers is, how does my real estate agent refer me? Right? That's something that we've been trying to coach and train our realtors for years. I'm starting to think is they could say, hey, you know what? I highly recommend Gino Franti at PRMG. He's my business partner, but don't take it from me. Let me send you a link so you can see what everybody says about it.
This is a new way to refer. Don't just give somebody, say, just give me a second. Go to your app, click, find the person you want to refer, click refer, boom. Now they've got a real referral.
So you can do that. By the way, you can do it from the public page, right? So Scott is currently logged in as Seth. That's what it says in the upper right corner.
But if you're on the public page,
he goes to this guy and he just hits refer. Puts your customer's name and email. It's got a email that's already ready to go. You can edit it. And it's going to sign it with Seth Bennett because he's logged in as Seth. Of course,
here's a top
Scott Edwards is going to be logged in as Scott Edwards.
That's right. So here's and by the way, if you're not logged in, it knows you're just from the public, and you can send one too. I mean, this is a machine that will help people find and refer the best professionals. Just remember that. Okay, now look at what and now I'll tell you, this guy's been on for just a couple weeks, and I think he's a top 10 realtor in the United States. I think the team over at
I think I may have I may know that name actually. So I think
Tom Ferry is one of the or Jason Pantana, I think, is one of the folks that brought him in. But look the way he's using it. He has 15. He's got people are asking him questions. And all he does is goes into the experience.com and answer them. Yes, it's a Google question, but it's an integration. Manage the internet from one place. Okay. And so he just comes in here. It looks like he's got a couple questions to answer. I freaking love that people are actually doing that. Next is post. Look at how he's using Google Posts.
You know, remember.
Look at this. Here's a listing. Look at this.
Yeah. You know, remember Google Plus, right? That was Google's attempt to compete with Facebook, and they shut it down. But Google Business Profiles is now doing posts, which is basically the same thing. If you're not using Google Posts, you're missing out. Yeah, because what do you think Google's going to index?
2
The
days ago.
content
They're
you
gonna-
post on Google.
themselves. If they want to boost something, they're going to boost it because that's what they do. They're building product. And I got to tell you, and if you want to do this,
You remember the old saying, "Don't fight the Fed," as it relates to
that's right. That's
market?
good. That's good.
I feel I'm like, don't fight Google, man. Just go with it.
No, play their game.
Check this out. Check this out. Create post, updates, offer, event. Oh, let's do an update. Add your photo, add your description. Say, yeah, learn. Let's put a button in it. Learn more. Where do you want them to go? Push post. It's instantly on experience.com and Google.
Wow. Yeah, I
Again,
would
only works if you connect with OAuth, by the way. So I'm going to double down on our instructions there. You got to connect with the OAuth.
And Seth is killing it. Killing it. I mean, just
look at the driving direction requests, guys. Do you think someone that's looking for his location and finds it on Google? I know when I'm looking for something, let's talk a little bit about how I'm just going to say how I use Google. We actually had a problem. We had Katie, who's running the call today, had booked us an appointment at a restaurant, a reservation at a restaurant to meet someone there. And Don was on the road and he put it into his Google while he's driving and it said the restaurant was closed. We freaked out. We're texting her, we're calling her, we're saying, hey, it's closed. You got to let everybody know we can't meet there, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? It wasn't closed at all. It was just bad data in Google, and it actually disrupted our life that day. So it's important.
I bet you most of the people have these as red because they haven't updated them. People won't come if they don't think you have parking, or if they're handicapped and you don't have wheelchair accessibility. And although you do, if you don't put it there, same thing you just heard. If you don't put your actual hours and it shows closed or open 24 hours, people aren't going to trust that a real estate company or mortgage company is open 24 hours. I think that's a really relevant story you just heard. It's really important that if you're open, like if you're closed, Google's probably not going to put you on the 3-pack at 4:30 if there are 3 companies that are open.
That's another thing to think about. That is a constantly dynamic place, right? That 3-pack you just mentioned. It's like if someone's searching at 6 p.m. and you closed at 5, you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if everyone's closed, then it shows closed results.
By the way, I think we mentioned you don't have to write near me on a lot of the searches. Google assumes local intent for things like mortgage or haircut, right? Or tire repair, right? But it also assumes open now. So if you saw tire repair, it's saying tire repair near me, open now, because you don't want it next week.
So let me give you 2 more tips. We're going to call it a night.
Yep.
So 1, I was at Enterprise Rental Car, and I rented a car, and the guy grabs, after we're done, he grabs a bottle of Windex and a rag, and he walks out with me. And I was like, what are you doing? He goes, number 1 complaint is a dusty windshield. He goes, that's the number 1 complaint we get. And so I come out, clean the windshield. I took a picture of him cleaning the windshield, and I named it. My review, my 5-star enterprise review on Google got a ridiculous number of views, like way more than it should have, like 20, 30,000 views. My photo got 4 million views. Wow. Okay. Name your freaking photos. 260 mortgage team, closed blank, whatever. Name your photos so they're indexed. If your photos just have a string of numbers, you're
it just
saying
says image 022166. Yeah.
What?
If it image number 022166
That's right.
.jpeg, yeah.
What are you saying? Yeah. Okay. So people are saying, oh, but Google can read them and they can view them and they're AIs. That's probably true. And they're getting better. Name your photos, guys. Name your photos.
Happy client, Valencia, California.
That's right. No. What did you didn't say what it, you didn't tell.
It's the mortgage doc team.
That's right.
Happy client. Yeah.
Another sold home. Another happy mortgage customer, whatever it is, 260 team Seth Bennett, right?
And probably easier if you keep the same nomenclature every time, right? And you just know that every time you're doing that particular photo, keep the same nomenclature and use it repeatedly.
Yeah. And the second tip is one I've already given you. Give me a zip code.
91354.
91354. Just mortgage. If you're a mortgage person. If now this is an exact match, what you were saying is Valencia. Isn't
Right.
that funny that if you are actually located in this zip code on experience.com, you can dominate with only about 400 points. I don't like the way this is sorting, like something weird's going on here, but it looks like these two are
Well,
sponsored.
Stevenson Ranch. Is it the same zip
Oh,
code?
it's the match. It's the exact match. Sorry. Valencia, let's do Valencia. Know where the competition is and know where you are. It's doing something weird because of my location. I think I've confused the shit out of it. Like, we should probably do it.
Probably have 17 tabs open.
I do have too many tabs open. So, but go to your city, maybe even do this. Top loan officers in Valencia, California. Find the one that says Valencia, California, and that should tell you exactly where you need to go to win.
Yay, that's most of our team. Sweet.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want to beat this guy's team, you're going to need 464 points.
Yeah.
He's like,
Today,
hey, wait,
today, by next week, it'll be higher.
He's going to be over 500 next week. So I
There's
do
no doubt.
want to wrap with this. I want to make a commitment. Craig and I talked about this a few weeks ago, and then I got derailed. I'm not going to put any of this on you. We will have a workshop in our office where I'm going to do a snapshot of where every single one of our loan officers is. Then we're going to spend 2 hours optimizing our experience.com profiles. And then I'm going to give you the after score for everybody. And I'm going to tell you where we started and where we ended up. That's my commitment to you guys, to show you that we're going to use it. We're going to do it. And then you'll have actual results of one mortgage team in one city that's just using all the tools you're providing for us.
You know, I love that. I would personally love to get all of Movement Loan Office, right? I would personally love to get the biggest audience I can, because when people commit and get everyone together and say, we're gonna dominate, like we're gonna dominate as a branch, because what you're saying there is something I don't cover, but just think about it like this. If you have 10 loan officers and they all have 80 pages indexed with consistent data, then you have 800 pages powering themselves and the location. All, like I said, all tides rise. It helps everyone if you do it as a large group in your, and people get competitive.
But I love proof. I love proof of concept though. So I like to take small group, win, and then go to the bigger group and say, you guys are dumb because you're not winning like we are. This is what we did and how.
You just want to be the standout so you can say nanny, nanny, boo, boo, right?
Well, and then I want everybody to come on board too, but I want proof of concept because otherwise it's just noise. Like we have to be careful with that. Our industry is full of noise. You know how many emails I get from coaches every day, or watch this thing and you'll be rich. It's like, I'm tired of that shit. That's not real, right? Like, so what could I do that's real today to better my business by tomorrow? And this is it. Super easy.
I like that. I like that.
I gave you 2 nuggets today, man.
That's 2 nuggets. I like that.
All right. Well, we have a little bit of housekeeping
for anybody on that's not doesn't have it yet.
That'd be awesome, Craig, if you could post one of those.
Oh, I would ask.
Or we'll send it out. We'll send it out to the whole database. Is what we're really.
Is Momentum 48 still available, Craig? Do you know?
No, I'd have to test it.
It's the best offer we've ever had. So if somebody wants, because the platform's free, but to get all the extra features, the partner promotion, the listings, the referral center, all that stuff, that's all the paid features, it's like $69 a month. But the best offer we've ever made, and remember, we're in lots of verticals, is we did at Momentum. It was Momentum 48. It's $48 a month. So that's the best offer we've ever had.
Yeah, we're gonna
Love
have to get them a new one because we're changing things. We're taking away the $9.95 trial, so we'll have to get a new code.
No worries.
Yeah,
We'll just get that
getting
out to
them.
us. We'll send it to our database for sure, guys. And
That's
a
awesome.
little bit of housekeeping is we've got next week, we're doing something a little different because we're always talking about tools and tips and all the things that help us succeed from a micro level. But we've got Taylor Stork, who is representing us in DC on a political level, which a lot of us don't have involvement, but they're things that affect us. They really are. So we are going to hear from Taylor on what they're doing to help our industry as a whole. And of course, we're the troops on the ground, but without people like Taylor fighting on our behalf, we can't win and survive in this field. We have to have people that are advocates for us, and Taylor's fantastic. And then personal brand, if you look at Roland Cochran and Sean Herrera, I mean, two guys that I know exactly what their personal brand is. The moment I think about them, and think about both of their personal brands have very little to do with mortgage and everything to do with lifestyle. So, because again, it's about being relatable. So I think if you watch that one, you'll really get the image of what's relatable. And what Sean focuses on is you only attract the people that jive with you. So it's easier to work together with people that already like you the way you are on socials. He says, just be yourself and you'll only attract those people that are like you. So real simple concept, of course, harder to execute. So, gentlemen,
right.
thank you both very, very much.
Fantastic.
I promise you I will get things done for our team. We'd like to invite everybody to our app. The app actually has all the Momentum Builder footage now on it. So that's the premium version of the app. But go ahead and there's a free app, of course, but if you want to watch the recordings from Momentum Builder, you have to have the premium version.
Wonderful.
All right, everybody. There's our Facebook group. I reluctantly gave into it, but let's get 20,000 people into it and prove me wrong.